Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well, and in this video I'm going to be giving you 7 bits of advice on what to do when house hunting in Southampton. So let's do it. Point number 1, who do you want to live with? There's many ways of deciding who you want to live with and what approaches you want to take when doing this. Firstly, if you really get on with your flatmates from first year, you could live with them. Equally, you could live with course mates. A benefit of this would be you can help each other with modules as you're all doing the same degree. Thirdly, you could live with people from your society. In my rugby team, I know many people that live together as they'll be training and playing games every week. For me personally, I'm living with a bit of a mix, so I'm living with one of my first year flatmates, I'm living with a friend from a module, then his friend, and then that friend's flatmate from first year as well. So a big mix, but a good mix. Equally, many people choose to live by themselves in second year. The university offers people that are not first years to still live in halls, so you could do that. Equally, there's many other places you can find in Southampton, many online resources of people advertising rooms in certain houses if you did want to live by yourself. Point number 2, where do you want to live? You could either choose to live next to campus, meaning that you don't have to walk as far to get to lectures, you could wake up a bit later and still make it on time. Some people choose to live closer to town because there's many things in town that they attend, so it's more convenient for them as well. What a lot of people do after their first year is they move to an area called Portswood, which is in between town and campus. Therefore you kind of got the best of both worlds, not too far from lectures and not too far from town. Equally, Portswood in itself is like a mini town, so you've got many things that you would require there. Also, many people might choose to live next to a supermarket, meaning that when you do your weekly shop you don't have very far to walk. Point number 3. What sort of house you would like and what you want to be included inside it. You may want a detached house so you don't have the threat of having noisy neighbours in the walls next to you. You may want a flat. You may be happy with a semi-detached house, which is what I'm in. And also, you've got to decide what you want in it, how many bathrooms, whether you want big desks, whether you're happy with single or you want double beds, whether you want a dishwasher, any things like that. Personally, my house, we just went for big desks because we need something good to study on as we're doing degrees, and double beds just for some extra comfort. Point number 4, how much are you willing to pay? So if you're moving with people, you've got to decide how much each person will be willing to spend. Also, another thing you have to consider is whether you'd rather bills being included or excluded, and compare different prices when looking at this. If you know for a fact you'll be losing loads of water, loads of electricity, then it may be better to have bills included, as no matter how much you use, the price per month for those bills will always be the same. Alternatively, if you want bills excluded, then you can be more careful with the energy and electricity you're using, as you'll be directly charged for it. So if you decide to have the heating off, you're going to be charged less. With this being said, this leads me to point number 5, time to get started. Start looking online, start visiting estate agents, look at the reviews from previous tenants so you can see how well they were treated by that estate agent. And when you've got that far, start to book viewings. And when looking for a house, make sure you're taking your time and not rushing and being thorough with it to make sure you're getting the house that you want and the conditions that you want are being met. In doing so, don't let landlords or estate agents pressurise you into signing things quickly. This leads me nicely to point number 6. Things to look out for when you're at a viewing. When you're at a viewing, you should make sure you're being thorough with everything and not just scanning the room. You should be looking under sofas, as the sofa may be there to hide something, looking in corners on ceilings if there's any mold, damp spots, and then asking why that's there, looking at the water pressure, finding out the age of white goods, flick switches to make sure the lights work, and ensure any questions that you have about the property you are asking the estate agent, and if they do promise you something, such as saying they'll put a new sheet of paint on the wall, make sure you get it in writing so you can prove that they did promise you this. And finally, point 7, what the Advice Centre at the University of Southampton can do for you. The Advice Centre is found in Building 40 upstairs, and they offer great help to people looking for houses, and even when you're in the house they can still help you. They do many things for students who are moving into housing, such as looking over the contract with you, making sure everything's in order and everything's okay before you do sign it. They'll also give you any advice you require, such as remember to take pictures of the house when you move in. So if the landlords do charge you for damage that wasn't you, you could prove to them by showing them the pictures. With this being said, there's so much more advice available to you, which can be found on www.susu.org/support/housing. It basically just gives you loads of advice on things to look out for when you're moving in. Additionally to this, make sure you know your rights and be prepared to stand up for yourself, ensuring that landlords and estate agents do not take you for a ride. And on that note, that concludes this video. I hope this has helped. I hope you've enjoyed it. Happy house hunting everyone, and I'll catch you guys later.